So that partnership is going to give us a lot of solid and quality players into our platform with the token in their hands.
Today, we have the CEO of one of the gaming teams in the Hedera ecosystem, Circle of Games. Rabalal, welcome back.
Thank you, Brandon, and a pleasure to be in this particular platform.
Well, we are going to get into something that is really important on your roadmap. But to start out, let's just give the audience a quick refresher on what Circle of Games is.
Circle of Game is a multi-gaming platform built on the blockchain technology. We are basically live on iOS and Android for last 2 years. We've been one of the largest gaming platform as of today, is a leading platform in the Hedera chain. We got 750,000 registered users at this point of time with 7 games live, and this app is available globally to all the gamers.
Congratulations. It sounds like you're having a lot of success. So now on to the topic for today. Let's talk about your token generation event. Let's get into some of the details around it. What are the launch pads that you're partnering with, and where's the Circle of Games token going to be available as far as exchanges and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, we are very, very excited because that's one of the major milestones we are supposed to be really targeting in this particular quarter, Q3 of this year. And we are being fully geared up to really for our token launch. We've been working for this particular event for at least couple of quarters now, given the fact that token has now become one of the bigger requirement for us scaling into the global market. And this reason we've been really very, very excited to bring in the COG token to the community as well as to the Web3 ecosystem as such. So as a preparedness perspective, we've been working on this particular project for, as I said, for last 2 quarters. And we've been able to really partner with really very fantastic tier 1 launchpads who are basically very, very successful. I mean, in past, they have launched the TG of lot many gaming companies in past. And that's the reason I think we are in a very, very safer hand. We've been in the process of signing a contract with most of the launchpad. So because of the confidentiality reason, I'm not able to really spell out all those launchpad names at this point of time. But they are basically, I would say, in the tier 1 launchpad, basically range of a DAO maker and those particular launchpads. And the whole idea is to basically get the tier 1 launchpad for us to have the global reach of the community through this particular launchpad. And this will be one of our opportunities to also get more and more gamers who are supposed to be holding the token for a long-term perspective and adding value to the ecosystem, our platform. That's the whole idea to really choosing this particular launchpad. So you will be going to seeing all this announcement in the coming months about what are the partnership we have signed finally with the launchpads. On the centralized exchange perspective, we have already have inroads into the tier 1 centralized exchange at this point of time. Again, we are in the process of signing the contract with those particular centralized exchanges. And so I'm assuming that in a week or so, we will be announcing those particular launchpads once we have the final agreement signed. So given the fact that the way we have structured our launchpad strategy, the way we have structured our listing strategy, this is going to give us a lot of heads up in terms of global adoption of the token, participation of the token from the launchpad community perspective, as well as from the exchange perspective. They're going to boost a lot of trading volume for us when the token get listed on this particular exchange. So it's been well thought of, and we are close most of the terms with these particular partners. And hopefully, once we sign the agreement in the coming weeks, we'll start disclosing those particular names publicly.
Okay, understood. So this next thing is always a challenge for the Web3 gaming teams out there. What's your strategy for onboarding Web2 gamers into the Circle of Games ecosystem and helping them interact with the token layer in a seamless way?
Right. Yeah, this is one of the very, very interesting and fantastic question. We've been basically researching and have been in the market for last 2 years, really reading the nerves of all the Web2 gamers as such. I mean, how exactly they behave when they come to the Web3 platform. So we have been already having experience to really handle their user journey when they come as a Web2 player and how exactly they migrate in the platform side. So we have been, I would say, having a very decent experience in terms of handling this particular user. And we know that mainstream gamer are all sitting in the Web2 side. We have to bring them to Web3 side. And that's exactly we have made sure that when they onboard into the COG platform, we don't really throw them with many Web3 complicated, stuff in front of them. We wanted to make sure that when they come in with their social login by single sign up, they'll be able to start playing the game. We wanted to make sure this Web2 player, when they come in, they actually start enjoying the game first. They understand what are these particular games are. And slowly what happens as part of this whole engagement, we start rewarding them through the token. That's why exactly there is a lot of curiosity and hook factor has been built for these Web2 gamers to understand how the token economy in the Web3 environment really works. Our whole focus is to reward them first. As a part of the process, they will learn about the Web3 element and complexity therein. And of course, these wallets are all self-custodial wallet, which we have been facilitating in the hand of the users. So they are completely, secured as well as the stress-free, as far as we don't have any control on this wallet. So they are free to really use their token within the COG ecosystem, outside the COG ecosystem, based on their utility. So that's what exactly you're trying to. So the whole idea is to basically be giving them a environment to really have fun gameplay. In the main thing, making the reward more accessible. And once that is basically been done, the gamers will build that particular trust on the platform. And this will give us a very long-term engagement model with those particular gamers in the COG platform. We know that gamers are going to be really staying in the platform for the long-term perspective. They are going to be our key customer in terms of the monetization of our gaming IP, as well as on the token side.
So another thing, and I don't want to throw you a curveball at you here, but you're going to this is going to be multi-chain, right? It's not just going to be launched on Hedera, even though Hedera is going to be one of the chains that you launch on. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so the whole idea is to basically, we've been multi-chain from the day one. And the whole idea is to basically integrate the multi-chain, is to have access to the larger ecosystem of the community who are sitting across the chain. So as the tokens are also going to be minted across the chain, so that the community in particular having access to the network through a multiple chain when they are engaging the COG app. So that's why exactly we have kept this particular thing as a multi-chain. It is more to really focus on our mass adoption thesis, what exactly we have been building this particular project, and having more global access to the Web3 ecosystem in general.
That makes perfect sense. So now this is something that, of course, a lot of our viewers are going to be interested in. Can you share the breakdown of your tokenomics, the token supply, the public sale allocation, vesting structures, things like that? And what market cap are you planning on hitting here at the initial launch?
Yeah, so again, we have been working on the tokenomics with the help of our advisors, with the help of our in-game economy, also with the help of some of the mathematicians who have been experienced in really handling the tokenomics in past, particularly for the gaming companies. We wanted to make sure that we have sought the feedback from all those particular experts at the end of the day. And we have designed this particular tokenomics in a way which helps the early investor, which helps the gaming community as such, which also help all the retail investors are going to participate through the public sale. And also from a long-term perspective, I mean, the way the tokens have been designed, it has been designed to cater the needs of the project for next 5 to 10 years time. So that's exactly. So our total token supply is 2 billion. As we all know, that public sale is not target to raise fund. It is a more of a marketing event. And therefore, we wanted to really make sure that tokens are available to the more gamers as well as more retail investor down the line when we do our TGE. Therefore, we have allocated 2.5% of the entire token supply for the public sale. The current FDB, which we have been talking with the launchpad, is $40 million. Most of the launchpad have accepted that valuation at this point of time. So, but as we go near to the TGE, once we sign up our contract, possibly this valuation numbers are going to be more firm up at the end of the day. And 50 million tokens have been allocated for the public sale perspective. And that's the token generally going to be available. And from the vesting perspective, we also make sure that the early investor who comes in, this retail investor, gets some benefit out of it through their participation in the public sale. So 20% of the tokens are going to be unlocked on the TGE. And also we are very, very particular about to make sure that there is no immediate dump happen because of the community has been involved through the multiple launchpad. So there is a 6 months clip is there. And the remaining 6 months, basically vesting is happening in the remaining 6 months immediately after the clip. So basically, a public sale holders are going to hold the token for 12 months, which is a decent timeline at this point of time for us to really control the dump of those particular token. But of course, we have a different strategy to address those particular issues when this comes. And the initial market cap, if you see, we have been intentionally kept our initial market cap at a very lower side. to make sure that we discover the price and sustain the token price in the first 6 months time. By the time we will have, I think, on the day of TGE, we will be unlocking 3% of the token, which will be in circulation supply on the day of TGE of the entire supply. So that is a decent one, which we have checked from a multi project. So I'm assuming the initial market cap will be lesser than $1 million at this point of time, but all it depends upon what is exactly the public FDV we are going to really finally hit the launch pads. So that's where exactly, and I believe that initial market cap is going to help us to really discover the price as well as and control, sustain those particular price, and then play for the long-term perspective by the time we will be acquiring more and more users and more gamers globally.
And finally, what would you like to say to the early supporters and those getting involved with the token? Why should they be excited?
As I said earlier, also, we've been fortunate to have the very, very strong backers from the day one from the building of this particular project. Some of the notable names to really be our early supporters are Nazara, which is the largest gaming company in India, only the listed company in India. We got Chingari, who are the TikTok of India. They're the largest Web3 social network globally. And of course, the Hascrab Group, who has been our biggest supporter from the day one of our launching this particular app on the Hedera chain. So these are our early supporter. And in the meantime, there are other supporters also come most recently as part of our private token side. So XBC Venture is one of them who's been one of our supporter in the private token side. So we've been also fortunate to have those particular partners in place. In the process, what is going to really happen is that we have partnered with many Web3 gaming DAOs and guild, so that we get all the like-minded gamers into our platform who understand the value of the games, who understand the value of their engagement in any app. They are already in a Web3 native gamers. So that partnership is going to give us a lot of solid and quality players into our platform with the token in their hands. So my message to all of those particular community or the retail investor that you are not really coming and investing on any project which is starting just now. We've been in the market for last 2 years. We are already an established player. We have found our product market fit. There is a very encouraging traction on our platform from the users. We are live in both the Android and iOS with 7 games live. There are 3 more new games which has already been built, which is going to come up in the Q3 of this year, immediately after our TGE. So we are getting into some really valuable platform which is already proven their product market fit. We are already a revenue company. We started our revenue from last year, October 2024. We already have a good market in India. We are expanding to the MENA and Southeast Asia market in this year. So it's going to be a really, I would say, defining year for Circle of Games and all of its backers, early backers, as well as the community who's going to join as part of the TGE. So I'm looking at a very exciting time ahead along with all of this ecosystem.
So, Rob Lau, as you mentioned, we're going to be able to follow your socials for information around the token generation event itself, the launch pads, the exchanges, and so forth. But as you also mentioned, this gaming platform has been around for a couple years, so people can get out there and play these games today. What are some of your favorite games, and how can people get involved?
Yeah, so currently we have integrated the board game and the card game. And for you, any user at this point of time newly joining this particular platform, I believe that you can actually play some of the very easy game like Fruit Ninja, which is basically is a very, very casual game. You don't need any learning curve. You can play the Ludo, which is a very heavily played game in India as well as in Middle East as well as in Southeast Asia. So these are some of the games you don't need much of learning curve. You can come straight away play these particular games. And in the coming in this quarter, in the coming quarter, we're going to integrate more and more games into the platform, so you can have more and more fun as you come and participate on this particular platform. So we're going to really make sure that we are providing enough fun as well as immersive gameplay. Of course, once you are comfortable, then you can really happy to really move you to the token side of the journey, which is also going to be very exciting immediately after our TG is done.
Well, Rob Lau, congratulations on the success you've had to this point. We're looking forward to this token launch. Best of luck with it. And thanks for coming on today and giving us an update.
Well, thank you, Brandon, for having me here. I would love to really speak to the community as we move ahead. And please look out for our social for important announcement regarding the TGE. And happy to support whoever has any further query.
I'm now posting these interviews of Hedera builders independently to my channel. The community, influencers, and media outlets are free to use this content to spread the word on what's being built on Hedera. Once they're all uploaded, you'll be able to go to my channel and search for whatever topic or team you're interested in to find more information. Or you'll be able to get the most recent Hedera news by watching the latest HBAR Weekly update, so check them out.